Hey, Nathan here. Welcome back to the next video in the Trails in the Sky first chapter series. And in this one, we're going to continue on the Rolent quests. We have the mayor's request here. It's been a couple months, just got a lot of stuff going on. So picking back up, I did make some changes because I always struggle with the camera movements in this game, so I enabled the right stick on my Xbox Elite 2 controller for moving the camera. And I default it to set it to run, so I don't have to hold down the push in the left stick to enable running. So let's go to the mayor's house, which is, yep, right here. Do you think the mayor's even in today? Being as busy as he is, I'm sure that's a pretty good chance that he's out. Well, bless my soul if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. Hi, Mayor Class. Hope we're not disturbing you, sir, but we come on behalf of the Bracer Guild about a job you requested. Yes, I had heard from the guild that the two of you would be coming. So you're taking over your father's work while he's away, are you? Well, we're trying to, at least. I'm very sorry about my dad's reneging on his promise like this. There's no need for apologies. Knowing your father, it's typical for him to be swamped with work like this. Anyway, with Lita and my wife out and about, I'd like to move this conversation somewhere else. Why don't we head upstairs to my study and go over the details? Okay. In truth, I don't think you'll find this request particularly difficult. And it's for that reason I think that asking the guild to do this job may have been a bit presumptuous. Unfortunately, I'm unable to get away from my work, and I had to break down and ask the guild for help. We were informed that this job involves the transport of certain something, but what is it exactly that you'd like to carry, and where? I'd like you to pick up a septium crystal from the amalgam mine and deliver it here. When you say septium, you mean like sepith that we often come across? Accurately speaking, sepith is fragmented septium, which is too small to be used as precious stones. Therefore, this sepith is refined and processed into quartz, which can be installed into ornaments. So that's the difference, huh? I think I've got a better grasp on things now. We've actually been able to obtain a certain kind of septium called Esmelas. Esmelas. I believe that's how you say it. Esmelas, from the amalgam mine since the olden days. I'm sure if I'm pronouncing that wrong, somebody will tell me. However, since a large piece of this crystal was recently discovered, I've asked the mine chief to hold on to it until someone could come pick it up. So, you'd like us to pick up this crystal from this mine chief and bring it here, is that correct? Precisely. What do you think? Is this something you think you can handle? The transport of a precious gem? Huh. It'll be a nice change from the fighting monsters. Should keep us on our toes, too. Alright, we'll do it. I appreciate your willingness to help. Please take this with you. We got a referral. If you show that one to the workers, they should let you into the mine. Good luck! Cool. I don't think there was anything in this house of anything to note from when I checked last time. And I'm not going to go through and check every single place. I did that in my first playthrough. This is strictly... the primary goal for this is just the story. So Malga Trail is what I want. Okay. Yeah, do that. Alright, follow this one. Well, I guess I don't need a fight, since I don't have any training to do. I'll fight when necessary, but otherwise I'll just skip all these guys. And I want to go to the right. Huh, not a bad amount of enemies. Yes, and 0. Definitely would be nice to get these ingredients, so. Ah, surprise attack. Miss and 0. At least get the monster drops. That's still beneficial. I think the right was where I found that mushroom thing for that one quest. I'll just go ahead and check. Really, Joshua missed?
We're good to go.
Yep, I think it was right here. Alright.
We're good to go.
Yep, keep on going up here.
Let's move out.
I'm just waiting for the time when enemies catch up to me, and I'm so used to just mashing attack because it's a one-hit kill, and it's gonna be a surprise. This is the entrance to the Amalgam Mine. If you're not here on business, then I'll have to ask you to leave. Believe it or not, we're here on business. Rolent's mayor, Klaus, has asked us to come and pick up a certain septium crystal. Estelle showed Landon the mayor's referral. Well, alright then. If you got a referral from the mayor, then that's a different story. I don't mean to make your job any more difficult, but would you mind going inside and speaking to the boss directly? I'm supposed to stand watch out here. Sure, that's fine, but why the boss? We're actually here to see the mine chief. That mine chief you're talking about is actually our boss, Mr. Gatton. He manages the mine and all of its workers. He's the kind of guy who enjoys discovering a septium lode more than eating 3 meals a day. I'm fairly sure he's working down in the lower tunnels today. Thanks for the tip. We'll go see if we can locate him. Oh yeah, the mine music, underground music. I enjoy this track too. Nothing was over there. Yep. I can't have a map. Let's see, where does this go? Check it out, it's a minecart. Do you think it's powered by orbits too? Looks that way to be. How about we get in and see where it takes us? Ride the minecart. Yep, I think I had to flip that switch, but we'll see. Nope, that's not him, I don't think. Nope, Miles. Great, Adios, what are you kids doing down here? Are you friends with someone who works here in the mine? Not exactly, you've come to see the mine chief at the request of the mayor. Oh, so you hear about the crystal, are you? Well, if you're looking for the boss, it should be in the tunnels below. If you use the elevator at the end of the track on the opposite side of the mine, you can get down there. And the track's on the opposite side of the mine. When you're riding the minecart, you notice a place along where the track diverges, right? If you follow the other line, you'll reach the elevator. In order to get there, you have to go back to where you came from and flip the lever to activate the track switch. Yep. Let's go back. Speed up. And flip the switch and ride it again. This is the elevator we're supposed to use to reach the lower tunnels, right? Why doesn't it work? Let me have a look. There's orbital energy running through it, but it appears to be mechanically locked. Maybe we should go back and ask the miner about it. Ride it, and flip the switch and ride it back. And ride it again. What's that? You say the elevator won't work? I see what the problem is. You need a key to activate it. Why don't you give that to me initially? But since you don't have one of your own, I'll help you out by lending you mine. Much appreciated. Once our business here is finished, we'll make sure to return it. So, try using that key we just borrowed. We should be able to get to the elevator working this time. Still use the elevator key. Looks like we can use the elevator now. How about we head down to the lower tunnels and use the elevator? Okay. I don't think it was him. Yep, mine entrant. Eek, you scared me there for a second. So you're looking for the mine chief, are you? I'm sure he's somewhere across the bridge. Cool. Yep, bridge here. And the resting station. I don't need any of that, so we're good. These two guys. Said you're looking for the mine chief. He was here a moment ago. The reason why we've been able to work like we have was the grace of the goddess herself. We'd best remember to give thanks. Yeah, that's the mine chief. Yeah, let's just do that. Heaven and earth, what are two kids like you doing down here in a mine? You're the mine chief, right? Boy, am I glad to see you. We've been searching all over this dang place for you. We're with the Bracer Guild, and we come up today on behalf of Mayor Klaus. Handed over the mayor's referral. I see. So your kids are bracers, are you? It's quite a feat for being so young. Tee. It's not that big of a deal. By the way, you're supposed to have some sort of crystal for us, right? Oh, right. Give me a second. This little baby is something you don't see every day. Which is why I've been keeping it close to myself as possible. The mine chief pulls out a large grain crystal from his breast pocket. Wow! I've never seen a crystal this big before. That's impressive. Seems to be light swirling around inside of it too. It's one of the several types of septium. Specifically, it's an Esmeralda crystal, which is endowed with the power of the wind. For a gem of this size, you're looking at a hefty price tag. I'm talking about a small fortune here. Make absolutely sure this gets to the manor. Roger that. Receive the septium crystal. It's so beautiful. Feels like I'm carrying a little fairy in my hand. This is super fun. Check this out, Joshua. That's nice and all, but how about you stop horsing around? If you drop it, we could be in some big trouble. Fine, you big killjoy. Stella put the crystal away in her pocket. Well, I guess that's it. We'll get out of your hair now, Mr. Gatton. But don't worry, we'll make sure this gets to the mayor. I'm counting on you kids. Huh? What's the matter? That's odd. The airflow down here suddenly shifted. The airflow? The scent. It's... Whoa! Ah! Is it over? Is that an earthquake just now? No, it seems there's been a cave-in somewhere within the mine. Wonder if one of the miners hit a patch of loose ground. I'd better check on the extent of the damage. Look out, Estelle. What?
Let's move out.
Why are there... Do you usually have problems with monsters like this? No, this is the first time we've had anything like this happen down here. Monsters have a predisposition which attracts them to glow of the septum. So, we've had a lot of them wander into the mine in the past, but... Judging from the situation, maybe that recent cave-in opened a hole connected to a den of monsters. Did you just say den of monsters? It's not inconceivable. But this is no time to be standing around thinking about it. I've got to get the workers out of here. If that's the case, how about letting us help you out? You're kidding, right? Monster extermination is right up our alley, and besides, every minute counts. You're right, some extra help would be appreciated. So how many miners are we looking at in all? There should only be about 4 other workers here in the lower tunnels. Got it, now we'll go find them. Sorry about all this. Alright, take these and use them if you need to. Okay. There's a monster down there. Don't come any closer. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm all muscle, so I wouldn't make a tasty meal. Me too, I'm not delicious either. All this flab would be terrible for a monster's health.
We're good to go.
You're safe now, guys. Thank you for coming when you did. Oh man, for a minute there, I thought I'd never be able to sit down for another meal again. This is no time to feel relieved. We need to evacuate this place. Any more lollygagging, and you're going to be sitting in the belly of these monsters. Yes, boss. Wait for me. Another monster.
We're good to go.
Oh, Adios, who art in heaven, extend to us by thy saving hand. Hey, idiot. If you've got the time to pray to the goddess, then how about helping me take care of these creatures?
Let's move out.
Is everyone alright? We are now, thanks to you kids. This must also be the divine work of Adios. What a religious nut. If this was really the work of the goddess, then she wouldn't have allowed us to get into this mess in the first place. It's because of the unbelievers like you that unfortunate accidents like this happen. How about you try and say that again, buddy? Is this really the time or place for that kind of nonsense? Now get out of here. Right away, boss. You be careful too, boss. I don't need to heal or anything. I don't know why I attacked him. I don't need a level or anything.
We're good to go.
This way. There we go. Ah! Things weren't supposed to go like this. I don't want to die. I haven't even gotten a girlfriend yet. Help! What? We still got another one down here? We better hurry and rescue him. Nice.
Let's move out.
Oh man, you kids saved my skin. Don't worry, you're safe now. A handful of monsters are no match for the likes of a bracer. Did you say bracers? What are you doing in a place like this? By the suit on my boots, you're the new recruit from yesterday. Why on earth are you digging down in the lower tunnels? Suspicious. I was only hoping to get a glimpse of how all your veteran miners work down here. Yeah, that's it. I think, maybe. When suddenly the wall collapsed and a flood of monsters came in from the other side. So we got ourselves a veritable nest of monsters now, huh? Looks like you guessed right, kid. So it seems the area up ahead is dangerous. It's swarming with monsters. Anyway, I'm out of here. I did not turbo. He ran fast. Would you look at him run? He must have been really scared. I bet. Hey, where are you going? That way leads to the monster den. The bedrock is also still unstable. So how about we do ourselves a favor and keep away from there? Certainly doesn't look that safe either. Alright, let's turn back. I can take him. I'm killing everything with one hit. Did we find everybody? Yep, that should be everyone. Alright then, let's get out of here ourselves. Are you alright, boss? I'm sure glad you're safe. You can thank these kids for that. By the way, is everyone accounted for? Yep, everyone's here. Well, except for that new guy who took off like a bat out of hell. The poor guy must have wet himself scared. I see. Well, I hope he doesn't give up being a miner after this. Anyway, there's a high possibility that there are monsters still in the lower tunnels. Until we can confirm that it's safe, I don't want anyone using the elevator. You hear me? That was a huge miscalculation on my part. I never expected monsters to never expected monsters to surface or bracers to show up. Man, that line. That line really threw me off. I guess I just have to report the truth about everything that happened. I apologize for getting you involved in more than your fair share of work today. I'll get in touch with the guild a little later to make sure your two are compensated fairly. Don't sweat it. We just did what anyone would have done in our position. And besides, it's all part of a training to become full-fledged bracers. By the way, what do you intend to do about the lower tunnels? I don't know, but we'll figure out some way to deal with it. There's always an option of sealing off the monster den with some explosive. As a heads up, I may ask the guild for some help if we run into any more serious trouble. Sure, you can count on us. And we'll make sure this crystal gets to the mayor as intended. You did make sure you didn't drop it, right, Estelle? How rude. I'm not that careless. Look, it's right. You didn't. You lost it? Psych! I've got it right here. Let's go make that delivery, shall we? You're unbelievable. Young lady, those are the kind of words that'll give an old man like me a heart attack. Alright, let's go back. Went straight for that group of monster.
Let's move out.
Oh my gosh. I think I have something that does no encounters. I might do that one once I get more party members. But then again, I might not, just so I can keep track. If these monsters start getting a little bit more difficult, then I know I need to slow down and prepare for much bigger fights. Yep, I see you tracking me. Alright, yep. I use my mini-map when I do that, when I turbo and do that kind of thing. Okay, let's go to the mayor's house. Yeah. And he was here. Hello, girl in uniform. I see. I would never have imagined that the clock tower had such an anecdote to go with it. I'm totally blown away after hearing that. With war, it's easy to speak of tragedy. But I think what's important is the strength to overcome the pain and establish peace. Well, who do we have here? We've come to deliver the object you requested. Did we catch you in the middle of something? Oh, Estelle and Joshua. You're no trouble at all. In fact, you've come at a good time. Let me introduce you to my guest. This is Josette. She's a student of the Jeunesse Royal Academy. The Jeunesse Royal Academy? I've heard of it before. It's a boarding school of higher education in the Rouen region, right? Yes, that's right. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Josette Har. I'm Estelle. It's nice to meet you, Josette. You can call me Joshua. The two of them are actually bracers. I had asked them to do a personal job for me. Bracers? You mean the proud knights of freedom who love peace above all else and do not succumb to any power? This is such an inspiring moment. I never thought I'd run into a real bracer. The inspiring part sounds a little much. By the way, is it alright if I call you Josette? Yes, please do. So why'd you come to Rolent? Are you friends with the mayor? No, today was actually the first time we've ever met. I'm researching the important cultural assets of each region as part of my independent studies. And although I thought you might be busy, I've been lucky enough to get an audience with the mayor. You're really serious about your studies, aren't you? Maybe we're intruding a bit, huh? No, I've already asked the mayor enough questions. Instead, maybe it's I who am in the way. Don't be silly, it's not like that at all. Estelle, this is a great opportunity, so how about showing her what you've brought for us? Sure. Hold on a second. Oh my word! That's septium, right? What a wonderful glow it gives off. Yes, and its size is impressive too. This is indeed a gift worthy of expressing the appreciation of all Rolent citizens. A gift worthy of expressing our appreciation. I see, so this gift is for the Queen's anniversary. You're sharp, Joshua. I intend to send an engraved ornament using this to the Queen. As a token of Rolent citizens' appreciation to Her Majesty, who will be turning 60 years old. So it's a present for the Queen. How delightful. We, as citizens of Liberl, owe Her Majesty a great debt for all she's done for us. In fact, the reason why we can use an airliner with such ease is because of the support of the royal family. I've even heard of the Bracer Guild in Liberl has received support from the royal family. We do owe her a great debt of gratitude. Wow, that's pretty amazing. And can you believe it, Joshua? We carried a present for the Queen with these very hands. And what's more, you ran around with it in those hands like a wild maniac. You weren't supposed to tell anyone. Haha. I wouldn't imagine anything less from you still. You guys. Here you go, Mayor. It's been faithfully delivered. Gave the crystal to the Mayor. Thank you very much. And as a matter of precaution, locking in the safe. Now all that's left is the Melder's Orbital Factory to finish engraving on its ornament. I can't wait to see what it'll look like when it's done. Don't hog it all to yourself when you do. Let me see it too when it's finished, okay? It's too bad I won't be here to see it for myself. But today I was lucky enough to speak to the mayor and see something as beautiful as that. How shall I ever thank you? Don't mention it. This is all part of my job as a mayor. Thank you for everything. I think it's time for me to say goodbye. I think we should be going ourselves. Agreed. Have a nice day, Mayor. Yourselves as well. So, you're heading home tomorrow on the airliner, are you? Yes, that's right. School's about to begin. I see, so you used school vacation time to come here? That's too bad. We could have made great friends. I hope we can meet again sometime. There's nothing I would like more. Please have a wonderful day, Estelle. Joshua. What a nice girl. Looking like someone from a rich family, she wasn't snooty at all. Yeah. Joshua? Oh? Could I be correct in assuming that she's your type? What? What are you talking about? You're blushing. I'm really surprised. I had no idea you were into the rich girl type. We'll have to get some pickup lines ready for the next time you meet. Quit getting all excited about nothing. Especially when you have no idea what others are thinking. Huh? Just never mind. Anyway, let's report to the guild. The next job we're doing for Dad will be the last one. Oh, right. Alright, let's get pumped and knock out this last one. Cool. Now. New. Good, because I missed these. Famous monster known as the Rhinocider has been spotted. Okay, the highway. Alright, and the same one. So, highway. Wait. Nope, I'm sorry, that was Lost Kitten. Look for my Lost Kitten. Please meet in the cafeteria. Ida. Oh, I do remember this one. Okay. Let's report the one I just did. Good work. Looks like you ran into a little bit of trouble in the mine, though, huh? Huh? How'd you know? I got a call from the mine. They said that they were incredibly grateful to the both of you. Now, how about you give me a report on what happened? Okay then, this is what happened. Alright, 1500 Mira and 4 BP. Very nice. Looks like you did much more than anyone was expecting from you. Dealing with unexpected accident is also part of our mission as bracers. I hope to see more great things from you in the future. You just leave that to us, Star. Well, you don't have to worry about Estelle missing anything since her nose is always in everything. Yeah, what he said. Hey, why are you saying that I'm super nosy like that? Because you are. Your skills lie in being direct, nosy, and naive, right? Isn't that being a little bit harsh, Joshua? You sure about that? Alright, that's enough, you two. Okay, this is the last of your jobs you'll be doing for Cassius. You've heard of the liberal news, right? You'll be cooperating with them and get some coverage on the news story. Yes! Isn't that the name of the news magazine we bought the other day? What are the chances of that happening? When you say cooperating with them to get some coverage, just what exactly does that entail? It seems they are looking for a skilled guide because they want to get some shots of a dangerous place. One of the towers. You'll need to ask the reporters directly the details. I love these two. The reporter and camera woman from the news service are staying at the Hotel Rolent. Here's a referral from the guild. Received guild referral. Alright, how about we go over to the hotel and talk to these people? Good idea. Let's go. No, we're doing the side quests first. Side quests. Let's do Lost Kitten first. Cafeterias. Okay. It should be you, I think, right? Ida, yep. What am I ever to do? Hope those bracers show up sometime soon. Did I hear you say you're looking for a couple bracers? Yes, that's right. Does this mean that you are they? It sure does. Even that handsome young man too? That's right, myself included. Well, well, what a pleasant surprise this is. There certainly seems to be a lot of people with the name Bracer these days. Does that mean you're a brother and sister or something like that? You know, that's gotta be it. When people have the same name, that usually means they're family. Well, I guess that's kind of how it is for us. Estelle, I think this lady has no idea what bracers are. He seems to have mistaken the word bracer for someone's name. You can't be serious. May I ask what the two of you are whispering to each other about? It'll be a pain to explain all this to her, so let's just go along with what she says. I'll try. Seem to be troubled over something, ma'am. My goodness, for such a cute little dumpling, you catch on quick. Give me a minute for a quick break. Young boys are so considerate. I'm back, by the way. Hey, are you really distressed, or are you just trying to flirt with someone who's way too young for you? Oh, that's right, I am. I'm so distressed. My little Ariel hasn't come home. I carelessly dozed off here at the cafe and she vanished. And who's Ariel, exactly? A little kitten. She's so snuggly wuggly. Oh, and if I might add, it's not just her face that's so cute, it's her personality as well. What's the color of your kitten's fur? Let me think a moment. Maybe it's like the color of the evening sun in autumn shining down upon the field of wheat. So it's tan-ish? I think she's just out running around somewhere, so if you find her, please bring her back. Understood. We'll start by looking for her outdoors. If we find her, we'll come back and report to you. I'll be waiting right here for you. Good luck, Mr. and Mrs. Bracer. Alright, I think it was in front of the... I think it was back here actually, somewhere here. I guess not. There we go. Look! Joshua, is that cat? Looks like the one that lady was looking for. I'm certain that's the one. We better hurry and catch it. It went this way. There we go. Look, it's that cat again. Get back here. This is just like back at the Purcell farm. Seems like we're doing a lot of chasing these days. There we go. There's that cat again. But still, wait a minute. Maybe that kitten's trying to... Oh no, it's getting away. It went towards the chapel. Let's hurry and catch it. Here we go again. Mahaha, there's no way left for you to run, little kitty. It's time to get caught. There we go. Be a good kitty and surrender. Stay right there, like that, and... But still, don't corner her like that. What do you tend to tell her owner if she takes a dive off the terrace? I know that, but it's not like there's any other way to catch her. Come here, Ariel. That's right, this way. I'm sorry the big bad Estelle scared you like that. Jerk. Come on, let's go back and see your owner. That's a good girl, Ariel. Alright, let's go. Your owner's waiting for you. That's pretty much everything that happened. I'm pretty sure that Ariel was on her way back to see you from the beginning. Each time we saw her, she had been walking towards the cafe. Now that you mention it, that does seem like what happened. There's a chance that because of us, she ended up coming back this late. Oh, don't be silly. You two brought her back safe and sound. I'm really grateful to the both of you. But especially you, Mr. Bracer. You're just the cat's meow. I'll take that as a compliment. You're blushing, Joshua. I'd sure like to put a collar on you, then you'd be perfect. I apologize, but we're going to need to get back to report to the guild. Have a nice day. See you later. Oh yes, I hope to be seeing a lot more of you, Mr. Bracer. Lost kitten completed. Alright, the Elite Highway. Let's get rid of that monster quick. No, that's just standard monster, so is that. I think it was by the. After the bridge. No, on the bridge. Right there in front of me, I think. Alright, one hit kill, or are we getting to the point where. Yep, one hit kill.
Alright, we're good to go.
Lucky Fane. Nice. Yep, Rolent here. Alright. So now we can turn those two in. Report. Lost kitten, 502. 1004 for the that monster. Good work. Seems like you completed your objective. Any more? No. Alright. Now. Hotel Rolent. Let's go. Bern, I was wondering if I could ask you something. Is it true that the people from the magazine company are staying here? Well, you're certainly right about that. Did you have some business with them? Actually, we're here representing the guild to cooperate with them on getting a story. Really? Is that so? Then I regret to inform you that the both of them are out at the moment. Oh. Well, do you know where they went? The reporter fellow said something about heading over to the bar. How about you try asking there? Bar? Got it. Thanks. We appreciate the help. There you are. Huh? Who are you kids supposed to be? Are you perhaps a reporter from the Liberal News? That's right, but how do you know that? I like getting a scoop on things, but I hate it when people try and pry into my life. What business do you have with me? We're here representing the Bracer Guild. We were told that you had a request of an escort. Oh, so you're finally come, have you? I've been waiting forever for you guys to show up. So, where's Cassius Sprite? Well, the thing is, he had another job come up. So he's not even in Rolent. What? Came all the way to here so I could get a story on the famous Bracer. Crap. What a waste this trip has turned out to be. I don't get what you're so disappointed about, but there's no need for you to get your boxers in a bunch. We've got you covered. Guess I don't have much of a choice. You'll have to do. Wait, what did you just say? Don't get your boxers in a bunch? No, the "we've got you covered" part. What do you mean by that? It's like Joshua said, we're your representative bracers. Oh, and here's our referral. Hey, this has got to be some kind of bad joke. You're trying to tell me that you little brats are bracers? Brats? Is that how you're supposed to address the lady? What do you mean, lady? There's nothing sexy about you in that outfit. If you don't like my assessment, then how about slipping into a skirt and acting like all the other girls your age? This clothing is specifically designed for those who wield a staff. And this looks like a skirt too. Are you blind? You're such a rude old man. Who are you calling an old man? I'm still in my 20s, damn it. Getting back to business, sir. The fact is that we were dispatched by the guild. I'd be more than happy to introduce you to someone else, but I don't know when they'll be free. Ugh, I can't extend a deadline any longer. Guess I've got no other alternative. Alright, rejoice, you kids. I'm going to leave this up to you. What a generous old man you are. Easy, Estelle? I'm Joshua, and this here is Estelle, and you are? I'm Niall Burns, ace reporter for the Liberal News. Though we won't be working for long together, I hope you do a good job. I'll be grateful when this is all over too. By the way, where is it exactly you want us to guide you to? The way I see it, you need a trusty guide because you're headed somewhere dangerous, right? Right, the destination is the Esmelas Tower. I'm sure you've heard of it before. Ha! That's it? Not only have we heard of it, but we were on that job not too long ago. Well, this just might work out after all. So, what I really want to do is for you to guide us to the Tower of the Roof. Tower of the Roof? The roof of the tower. I want to get a picture for the magazine. Well, aren't you the thrill seeker? By us, do you mean someone else is coming along too? Yep, I've got my camera woman with me. She said something about her orbital camera not working right, so she took off to the orbital factory. But she should have been back by now. If you're in a hurry, then wouldn't it be a good idea to head over there now? No doubt you're gonna take off and get your story once you meet up with your partner, right? Yep, that's true. Alright then, let's head to the tower once we pick up my partner from the orbital factory. Cool. Orbital factory. Wait, anything but that. I'll do anything you ask. Just please give me back my camera. It's worth more to me than my life. This is a problem. What should I do about this, Dad? You're the one who took the job, so you're the one who has to deal with it. What's all the fuss about? Could this person be? That's her, alright. Hey, Dorothy. How long are you going to keep me waiting? Niall, you came just at the right time. Please help me out here. What'd you do this time? You didn't waste all your money, so now you don't have enough for the repairs, do you? That's amazing. How did you guess? Are you like a clairvoyant or something? When you do the same thing that many times, even an idiot would know what's going on. Do you know this person? I'm sorry to ask this, but can I get you to pay for the repair costs? Fine, but I'll need to write it off as a business expense. How much? Let's see. The decorative clock and the repairs together are 2,000 mira. Hold on. I can understand the repairs, but what's the deal with the decorative clock? Well, I was looking around the store while he was doing the repairs, and just the portrait cracks me up. I saw a pretty clock, and when I picked it up, it broke. But I'm glad we can write it off as business expense. How wonderful is that? That kind of amount is not going to be covered. Crap, looks like I'm going to have to pay out of my own pocket and get my money back later. Here's your 2,000 mira. And this is your receipt. This is an unbelievably awkward combination if I've ever seen one. No doubt about that. But the fact that he'll pay out of his own pocket for someone means he's probably pretty nice to work under. Sorry to keep you waiting, kids. I had to take care of a little trouble. Who are these kids, Niall? They're the bracers who will be acting as our escorts and guides. They'll be taking the place of Cassie Sprite, with whom we'd originally made arrangements. These young kids are... I'm Estelle. It's nice to meet you. And I'm Joshua. So it's Estelle and Joshua, is it? You may be young, but you seem reliable. I'm Dorothy Hyatt. I'm the new camera woman for the Liberal News. At the moment, I'm training under Niall. Why'd I get stuck babysitting this blockhead of a girl? That damned editor-in-chief. Relax, relax. Something good will come out of all this soon enough. You're one to talk. Never mind, just forget it. Now that we got everyone together, how about we go and get our story? Our destination is the Esmolus Tower, right? That's right, let's go. Right on. Alright, that was from the Malga Trail, if I recall. Stuck on a chair. Oh, bad guys. Okay. Yep, and it's to the left. And we're here. Wow, this tower is really tall. Wonder how many floors it has. Last time we were here, we only made it as far as the second floor. Judging from the scale, I'd say it probably has about 5 or 6. There should be 5. At least that's what it said in a book at home. It was investigated some time ago, but it looks like it was abandoned after that. That reminds me. Seems like there are a number of other towers like this in Liberal. That's correct. There are towers similar to this one. There are towers similar to this one in Bose, Ruin, and Zeiss regions. Bose or Bose, however you want to say it. They all seem to be built around the time that the Liberal Kingdom was found. Is that so? I think I'm starting to feel history already. My job this time is to uncover the truth about them. Dorothy, give me a few long-angle shots of this place. Sure. Here we go. Amazing. Is a photographer's personality supposed to change by taking a camera in their hands like that? She certainly looks like a pro. Snork with Z's. Ow! That really hurts, Niall. This happens every time you try to take a picture like that. Quit trying to act professional and just give me one shot using your usual style. I guess I shouldn't try to tone down my style just to look good. Well, guess I'll have to do it my own way. Oh, looking good, looking good. Now that's what I call sexy and cute. Here we go. Say cheese. I don't get it. Why is she doing that when she's not taking photos of a person? Somehow it seems natural for her. She says that she can see the expression in the scenery, whatever that's supposed to mean. And believe it or not, she takes some pretty breathtaking pictures acting all ridiculous like that. Guess it could be considered a type of genius. The kind that's borderline insane, though. Wow, people are sure never what they seem to be. Okay, I'm all done here. Alright then, let's get inside. We're headed for the roof. I'm counting on you two greenhorns. You just leave it to us. We won't let any monsters lay a single paw on you. Please make sure to keep close behind us. Alright, and away we go. There's some treasure chests around. I'm not sure if I'm gonna try to get them or not. Since I already have all the items and everything I need.
We're good to go.
Yeah, blocked off. Yeah.
We're good to go.
Ha! Dorothy blinds him with her camera. Let's just see what one of those treasure chests are. Yep, tear bomb. You've already got the treasure. Don't be greedy. Yeah, so let's just try to focus on going up. Let me actually use a craft here for hurricane. Here we go. Nice.
Piece of cake.
And up we go. So next one should be the end.
We're good to go.
Oh, monster. Okay. Still one hit. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Let's move out.
Wow, you leveled. I wasn't expecting them to level for a very long time. Alright, so I gotta go down and find another way up. Another way up here. I missed.
Let's move out.
Alright.
Let's move out.
Nope, it's blocked off. Resisted.
Let's move out.
Okay. Oh no.
Piece of cake.
Alright, is there a way up here? There's this one. Need to choose. Yep. It's that one. 5th floor here. Okay, a lot of guys here. Craft here. Line. Can I attack multiple? No. Okay. And then I'll get a hurricane with Estelle. Alright. And that should be the roof. Wow, it's bright out here. Looks like we finally made it to the rooftop. Would you look at the beautiful scenery? Now this is something else. It looks like we're able to get a better shot than I had originally anticipated. And that's the thing I was telling you about earlier. Wonder what it's supposed to be exactly. Looks like a giant ornament-operated cauldron, if you ask me. According to my sources, it's some sort of ancient device. Although nobody seems to know what exactly it's used for. Hey Joshua, did you know something like this was up here? Joshua? It's no use hiding. I think it would be wise to come out where we can see you. Huh? Please don't hurt me. I'll come out already. I'm coming out right now. Who is this guy? So, somebody arrived before we did, huh? What a surprise that was. Nice find, Joshua. And you are? I apologize. Please forgive me. I'll give you every last mirror I have. Please spare my life. Look here, buddy. Please don't mistake us for robbers or something weird. You do recognize this emblem, don't you? Stella showed the man her guild emblem. Wait, isn't that Bracer Guilds? So you're trying to tell me that you're bracers? In the flesh. I'm Estelle and this is Joshua. And we're here as reporters from the Liberal News. Sorry, I had a cough. We're having these two provide as our escort so we'll get coverage on the tower. I'm relieved to hear that. Please just don't ever scare me like that again. The fact that you came up here like that made me suspicious of you all. Look who's talking. You seem to be quite the suspicious fellow yourself. You mind telling us exactly who you are? I apologize for my belated introduction. My name is Alba, and I'm an archaeologist. I came to investigate the tower in order to fulfill my research of ancient civilizations. All alone? I'm surprised you made it here in one piece. Somewhat, but actually I've grown accustomed to investigation ruins like this. You see, I've got a lot of confidence in my ability to flee from monsters if need be. Although this time I found myself in a bit of a pickle. You're one crazy scholar if you ask me. However, being an archaeologist would mean that you're familiar with the tower's origins, right? Well, more than the average person, anyway. But since I've only just begun my investigations, there's still a lot of things I don't know myself. That's fine, but is there anything interesting you could tell us about this place? It'll be used for an article. Let's see. Has everyone heard of the Septarians before? I think Father Divine maybe said something about that before. You mean the 7 treasures endowed with power and bestowed upon the ancients by Adios, right? That's exactly what I'm referring to. It seems these ancients ruled the earth, seas, and skies using the powers of the treasures. It's also been written that they were able to unlock the secrets of time and life. Approximately 1200 years ago, when this ancient civilization was destroyed by a mysterious calamity, these Septarians were also lost. That is the legend also recorded in the scriptures of the Septium Church. What does that have to do with this tower? Part of the legend states that one of these Septarians slumbers somewhere within Liberal. Its name? The Areole. The Areole. The word certainly has a strange ring to it. If the legend is really true, I figured I might be able to find some clues here in the tower, since it's one of the oldest ruins in all of Liberal. So I came out to investigate. What an inspiring story. It is, isn't it? You can feel my passion for things of antiquity, right? This is splendid. I'm overjoyed that there is someone else who understands the way I feel. So, did you find any clues? Did you find any of those clues that you were looking for? I'm still working on that part. But if I can figure out how this device works, I might be onto something. I think it's an interesting story, but as it stands, it's a speculative one. From what you told me, I'm sorry to say it won't fly as an article. I see. That's extremely disappointing to hear. I'm surprised myself. Contrary to my expectations, you are serious about the articles you write. That's because I can't write articles based on uncertain news sources. We may run the occasional gossip column, but it's the policy of the liberal news to re-verify our information. That aside, let's get what we all came here for, shall we? Dorothy, I want you to get several panorama shots in the Rolent region. Everything else I'll leave up to your aesthetic touch. Now, get out there and get me some good pictures. Understood. Your apprentice, Dorothy Hyatt, is ready for action. And as for you, Mr. Archaeologist, how about heading back to town with us when we're done here? These two kids may look like a couple of brats, but they do a pretty fine job as escorts. Something about the way you said that makes me feel like it wasn't a compliment. If it's alright with you to have me along, then that's far more than I could hope for. And I guess it's decided. So how about we take a break until Dorothy finishes getting her shots? My throat is killing me. This is a very story-heavy series. Not only this game, but the entire series. Wow, the view is great from here. From this side, I can see all of Rolent. This was a old DirectX game. It was updated relatively recently, like in 2014 or so, to support widescreen. So you'll see sometimes that there's some like on the left side of the screen, you'll see that little curvature of black. It was built for the standard 4:3 aspect ratio and added widescreen support later, from what I read. With scenery this good, if someone turned this place into a tourist spot, they'd probably make a boatload of Mira. Yeah, you're probably right about that. What's wrong? You look a little pale. I can't hide anything from you, can I? After we stepped onto the roof, I just started feeling a little woozy. Are you going to be okay? Yeah, I think I'll be alright once I get a little bit of fresh air. Why don't we make the best of this opportunity and have a look around at yourself? But broadening one's knowledge during a time like this is all part of being a bracer. If you would come across anything interesting that you want to tell me about later, you can tell me about it later, alright? Sometimes you can be such a smooth talker, do you know that? Alright, I'll have a look around. But if you start feeling any worse, you just let me know, okay? Sure. Alright, let's actually save here. Oh, come on. What's the button? There we go. It's been a while since I saved. And it's been a while since I played. I told you it's been a couple months. Alright, let's see what Alba has to say. Oh, hi there, Estelle, was it? I'm actually going to take a little bit of a break reading. I'll go slowly on this, just so you can read it. Alright, let's see what Niall... Where did Niall go? There he is. First we're hearing about the Sky Bandits. Alright, let's get a discussion with Dorothy. Dorothy wants a picture of Joshua. He is a poor scholar. Alright, let's check in with Joshua. Are you still feeling sick, Joshua? No, I'm much better. That should be good to head back whenever everybody's ready. I'm relieved to hear that. What brought this all on, anyway? I doubt it was a lack of oxygen in the tower because the rest of us are all right. Maybe it was sudden fear of heights? I don't think so. I have a good theory, but it's going to be a spoiler. But still, Joshua. Are you finished taking pictures? You bet I am. And I got a lot of good ones too. And it looks like we're done here. How about we head back to town? Alright, greenhorns, lead the way. I'm counting on you, children. Thank you so much for escorting me back here. This is the first time I've been able to make it back from some ruins without being chased or bitten, or I don't know how to begin to express my appreciation. You don't need to thank us. It's our duty as bracers. I think you'd be better off hiring some bracers to begin with the next time you go off and investigate some ruins. My head says yes, but my wallet says no. I'll try to save up a bit, though. Well, have a wonderful day, and I hope you can all meet again. I think it's about time we said goodbye as well. I was a bit nervous at first, but you kids did a fine job. Let me just say thank you to the both of you. That's what I like to call raw skill. And don't get all cocky on me. The bracers I know would make the two of you look like little fledglings. Not ready to leave the nest. You're going to need to work harder. I'll try to remember that. So are the two of you headed back to the company soon? Now we're going to spend a day or so relaxing here in Rolent. Need to write up a rough draft for some articles and such. I'll head over to the Orbital factory and get these photographs developed. Take it easy, you two. Bye. I guess this is the last of the jobs we got from Dad. They were much tougher than I thought they'd be. Agree with you there. Well, they would be if I didn't do New Game Plus. I feel like I have a greater awareness now about what it means to be a bracer. It's not just about fighting or justice. There you go again, saying all the right things. But yeah, I guess I get where you're coming from. Seems like we've got a long road ahead of us if we want to succeed in this profession. For the time being, why don't we report to the guild? That sounds like a good idea. Oh, but before we go, how are you doing? Still not feeling well? Thanks for asking. I'm feeling a lot better. Curious. Alright. Hey, Shara. Oh, it's still Joshua. Shara, what are you doing here? This is a rare occasion. You're usually out and about. Just finished the jobs I took over for your father. I was reporting to the guild. So you finished your load too then, huh? Somehow or other, I guess. I heard from Ina that you guys aren't doing too bad yourselves. I guess everything I went through to train the two of you amounted to something. We're grateful too. Well, I guess we'll report in as well then. Go ahead, let's hear what you got. Seventh class. Yes, Eagle Eye quarters. Good work, you two. How about you, Sarah? Don't you think they've done a fine job? For a bunch of newbies, you did an average job. But you shouldn't be satisfied with that level of work. Especially you, Estelle. You're always the first to get on that high horse of yours. Okay, I get it, alrighty. Great work, all of you. I'm surprised that we were able to fill in the work gap left by Cassius so quickly. I wonder if we'll be able to relax for a bit now. I don't know. I can imagine that the downtime might be a bit of a drag. Well, that won't be a problem since there are plenty of other small jobs like patrolling the roads and exterminating monsters. It's been a while since I've been able to take a break. Alright, it's time for my reward. I'm gonna go drink until I can't drink anymore tonight. Estelle, Joshua, you two join me as well. Yeah, we have to watch you get plastered and make a fool of yourself. Oh, so what are you saying, that you're turning down my invitation? You got a lot of nerve to do something like that to your mentor. What am I supposed to say? Your drinking habits are intolerable. You cause a ruckus, dance like a maniac, and try to strip in public. Agreed, it's pretty embarrassing. Shirzar, just what do you think you're gonna take these underage kids? Come on, the alcohol is what makes things interesting. But if you're so against coming along with me, then I don't need you, Estelle. Really? Yep. Instead, I'll just have Joshua make up for your absence. Why me? Sarah? Now hold on a minute. Joshua, you look like you'll make a fine companion. Whether we're talking booze or something else behind closed doors, I'll help break you in. Break me in? Alright, you big pervert, Joshua. Why are you drooling like that? That's not what you think. We've got a major problem. Anytime somebody says that there will be a break in any entertainment, there's not going to be a break. Huh? Mayor Klaus? Wheeze, cough, pant. Still, Joshua and Sherzard, am I glad to see you? Saved by the bell. What's wrong, sir? Why are you in such a hurry? This is terrible. My home. Disaster. It's gone. What? Alright, calm down, Mayor. Take a deep breath and let it out. Suha. Apparently, it seems as though my home was robbed while I was out. What? That's not being calm at all, still. I had something to speak to Father Divine about, so I was over in the chapel, and when I came home, it was rather odd for no one to greet me at the door, so I looked around, and the rooms were in a state of great disarray. Wait. What about your wife and Lita? Don't worry, they're both fine. Found them locked up in the attic room. That's a relief to hear. It's lucky that no harm came to anyone. It won't get us anywhere just sitting around here, so could you take us to the crime scene, Mayor? Absolutely. I appreciate your cooperation. Wait for me, I'm coming too. Good idea. We'll be able to get some help. We'll be able to be of some help. Well, if you insist. I know. We'll be at the mayor's place investigating the incident. If you have anything come up, just toss it on the Ridge's shoulders. I'm sure he's just relaxing at the bar anyway. Yes, I'll do that. And everyone, be careful. Wow, this place is an absolute mess. The crooks really tore through here. Look at the safe. The septium, which is supposed to be given to Her Majesty the Queen, has been stolen. You mean that hard work I just did? I'm really sorry, especially after having you go through all the trouble of bringing it here. It's not you who should be apologizing, it's the crooks who are in the wrong. By the way, how are the other rooms in the house? The other rooms, for the most part, appear to have been left untouched. They're about as messy as the attic room, which my wife and Lita were locked up in. But still, Joshua, there's something I want you to do. Which is... I'll speak to the mayor about the incident. I want you two to check out the inside of the house. You mean like an on-site investigation? You sure we're up to the task? Since we're all here, splitting up would be the best way to cover the most ground, no? Alright, we'll see what we can do. Proceed carefully and deliberately. Alright, Mayor Klaus, how about we talk in the parlor? Sure. Now, where to begin? An on-site investigation, huh? I'm starting to get butterflies in my stomach. How about we start from this room? And let's not forget to ask for witness statements from the other residents. Sounds like a plan. Alright, I'm gonna save and stop the recording here. I probably append the next part onto this part, so it's still gonna be one part. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next one, which will probably be appended to this one. I need to give my throat a rest. Thanks. Bye.